What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Reef Karma channel. My name is Brett. We are on our way to the next dive site. We're still in Pensacola. I believe we're between 15 and 20 miles off the coast of Pensacola. Still on Captain Jason's boat. This time, Captain Jason is going to come in the water with me. We're going to explore an artificial reef called the A-Frame Barge in Pensacola, Escambia County. All right, let's roll right into it. So I got my zookeeper and my spear gun on this dive. If you remember, I shot those three mangrove on my last dive, so I'm not super interested in shooting a fish, like a fillet fish that I'm going to eat for dinner because, I already got three. I don't want to be greedy. So I'm really looking to play Lionfish Exterminator with Captain Jason, and typically we do a pretty darn good job when we're together. Jason is already shooting to the bottom. He's very good at that. You'll notice in most of my videos, he'll be 10, 15 feet in front of me, kicking, trying to get to the bottom as fast as possible. Um, Loading up my spear gun. Like I said, I'm not really looking to shoot a reef fish. I'm more looking for lionfish. See these big amberjacks schooling above the reef. If I remember correctly, they were pushing 50 inches. They were ginormous. The water's a little dirty green on the top. You can see the wreck coming into frame now. Jason's pretty much already on the thing. Probably already shooting fish. I don't even have my gun loaded. So yeah, this is a pretty large wreck, as you can see. I'm not sure the exact length, but it's a large wreck. It's called the A-Frame Barge. I believe it's called the A-Frame Barge because when you look at it from the top, it kind of looks like the shape of an A. You'll see there's a big hollowed point in the middle. I believe it's the stern of the ship. You can see these nice fish. There's a couple mangrove over there, some schooling vermilion, some schooling almaco jacks. Nothing's ripping around, swimming too fast, stirring anything up. So I could tell there's no predators around. These fish are pretty relaxed. They're just cruising on by the wreck. So I'm gonna put my spear gun down here. I didn't see any fish that I had to shoot. Um, so I'm going for lionfish. I got my 3 foot pole spear. I got like a tri-tip spear on it. It's like three pointy steel pieces, and my zookeeper. And a zookeeper is just essentially it's a piece of PVC with a cap and a funnel on it. There's my first lionfish. And you put a funnel in the zookeeper and then the cap on top, so you can put lionfish in, but they can't get out. And that's pretty much required because lionfish are poisonous. They have spines on them, as you can probably see. They look like little porcupines, and those spines will sting you. And trust me, they do hurt. It is tolerable, but it's not enjoyable. I promise you that. There's some almaco, some AJs, little snapper too. Bunch of fish on this wreck. Me and Captain Jason were fairly surprised. Um, we had never dove it before, and it was amazing, honestly. There's ginormous snapper inside the ship that the camera can't quite pick up, but I can see them swimming around through the deck. Big boys. I go down for this lionfish, trying to get it on camera, and then you can hear my stringer clanks the metal, and it scares off the fish, and the fish just retreats to inside the boat, which is a dang shame, because I'm trying to get every single lionfish. Not only am I in the zookeeper tournament, I think it's the winter showdown, so is Captain Jason, but also these fish are invasive and they eat the eggs of other fish. There's another lionfish. Oh, missed him. Gosh darn it. Yeah, lionfish eat the eggs of other fish. They eat the food source that the reef fish utilize to survive. They eat babies like baby red snapper, baby mangrove, baby grouper. So they're an invasive species, and they're terrible to keep on the reefs. They'll make the local fish population decline. So every time Jason and I are on a wreck or a reef, we try to kill every single lionfish. And that's what the state asks as well. And there's no bag limit. And they are edible. They're quite delicious. So not a bad problem to have sometimes. just strolling along the edge of this reef. I'm staying above it. You can see that big piece broke off. I don't know if that was part of an old wheelhouse where the captain would sit or what, or just a piece of the barge, but a lot of times you'll see lionfish, although there's this giant metal ship, they'll be on those little small pieces. There might be 30 on that little small piece and 10 on the ship, so just scoping it out. I didn't see anything worth swimming over there for. Yeah, this barge is really cool. It has a bunch of holes in the deck, and then you'll see when I come up on the other side again, I double back to where I started. There's a huge degraded open area, and you could pretty much swim almost through the wreck. It's amazing. I'm not certified or have any training on wreck penetration. Oh, two more right there, bang. So I won't swim inside wrecks unless I have a dive buddy there and it is wide open. I don't want to get snagged on fishing line or rope or, lose my way and need to be rescued or worse, drowned. So I don't really mess around with swimming inside things very often. But if you get wreck certified, wreck penetration certified, it's completely legal. If you have the proper training, it's not dangerous, but I don't mess with it too much. Beautiful schools of fish. Just pointing my light around, trying to see any little lionfish hiding in the corner. They're pretty easy to spot once you shine a light on them since they are red and white. And at this depth, you can see that green tint. It's not easy to see red, so use that light and you'll shine a fish that is red and it'll light up. And that's because the visible colors, I don't know if the wavelengths get shorter or longer or they bend. I'm not too knowledgeable about the science, but red, orange, and yellow, the first three letters of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, right? They start to disappear as you go deeper. Right around 80 feet, you can't see red. My gloves are red, and they look gray or green. Yeah, this wreck just keeps getting cooler and cooler. You can see the whole deck there is missing. Perfect place for reef fish to live or hang out, so. And you can see those fish when I shine my light on them, they turn bright red. Those are vermilion snapper. Like I said, you can't see red at this depth, so introducing that artificial light makes it much easier for fish identification, but also fish are scared of artificial light, so a little bit of a drawdown there. I'm getting to the part of the ship now where it's really broken down. You could pretty much swim through here and not worry about getting caught on anything, but I'm not seeing very many lionfish, so I'm not just going to swim in there for no reason. Jason's working over there on his side of the ship. I'm not even going to mess with anywhere Captain Jason has gone, because I guarantee you, wherever that man has swam, there are no fish left. He is an amazing diver and fisherman. You see those vermilion lighten up red. The fish that are swimming next to him, I believe, are grunts or ruby red lips, so they're brown. They're not going to light up red like the vermilion. I'm just taking my time. I spot a lionfish right there. I'm thinking about swimming down and getting him. You can see those jagged edges of steel. Not too interested in doing that. And those zebra striped fish are called spadefish, very beautiful reef fish, and they just trot around swimming. Some people eat them. I haven't eaten one yet. Let me know if you've eaten a spadefish. Let me know how it tastes. I've heard interesting things. So here I'm contemplating on swimming down there and trying to spear this lionfish, but pretty much staring at that jagged piece of steel and a bunch of fishing line, and there's some ropes caught up here, so I decide to backtrack a bit and take a little easier approach. So I drop down another 10 or so feet where it's much more wide open and not as much fishing line, not as much jagged steel, so I just reach my arm back there. Nice, got him. Those are those spade fish again. And you can see here, even though I was trying to avoid it, I do end up getting snagged on fishing line. So I have a line cutter and a knife. Not too stressful of a situation as long as you don't panic and get wrapped up even worse. But you know, I don't want to be a liability to Captain Jason and have him have to come save my butt. So I tend to not go inside of wrecks, especially if my dive buddy's not even in sight of me. It's just dangerous. So swimming down under here right on the edge of the wreck paid off. I got a couple lionfish out of the deal. Oh, there's another one. Almost headbutted him. Missed it point blank. Shameful. Oh, look at that. Another lionfish. You get snagged there too on some line, so that just goes to show you, even when you think you're in a wide open area, fishing line is very hard to see and you can get snagged. Another one for the zookeeper. I see Jason's bubbles over there. Like I said, wherever that man has gone, there's no lionfish left, so I don't think I really bother. I'm just enjoying the sights, checking out all this cool parts of the wreck where it's falling apart, creating all that structure. It's just a really nice wreck, honestly. Captain Jason and I were both surprised. We both got on the boat and said, wow, that was cool. We had never dove it before. Never heard anybody who has dove it. And I'm trying to see if I can see any of those big snapper I was seeing earlier, trying to get them on camera here. But like I said, that light scares away fish, so double-edged sword. You can see better, but you scare your prey away. At this point, I've covered pretty much almost the entire wreck, other than the corner that Jason started on. So at this point, we're both sightseeing. He's probably swimming where I went, saying this dude might have missed some fish, so let me go check this out. But at this point, I'm just hanging out, covering my dive buddy's back and enjoying the sights. Checking some of those same cuppies I checked earlier. Sometimes you never know. You get another angle, you can see further into a corner, you might see a lionfish hiding. I think this is the hollowed part of the barge that makes it look like the shape of an A, right here to my right. That's what I believe. That's why I believe it's called A-Frame Barge. I am not sure. If you know, let me know. Comment below. You can also go on Google Escambia County Interactive Reefs, and you can search the A-Frame Barge. It'll tell you what date it was deployed, what depth it was at, all that. But I'll put the picture of my dive computer on the screen. Here, I'm pretty much wrapping up the dive. We've covered the whole wreck. Don't see a ton of lionfish. I'm making my way back to my spear, and my spear gun marked the anchor. So I'm just going to pick up my spear gun, look straight up, and hopefully the anchor's still there and the boat's still there. And I think you know it is because I'm filming this video right now. Last couple sights of the barge. Some spade fish coming in, saying goodbye to me. Another school of vermilion. They're barely even swimming, they're just kind of drifting. It's very pretty. Checking on Jason, seeing if he's shooting anything, which he's not. Neither am I, so probably about time to call this dive done. And there's my spear gun. And hopefully the anchor is right above it. Spear tip to spear tip. Alrighty, there's that anchor. That pretty much wraps up the dive. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you got any questions. I'll see y'all next time.